Can I record in a bra? Is that okay?
I'm sitting here with a sweatshirt and a shirt underneath it.
This girl came up on my Instagram feed and does hair tutorials, but she does it like as a POV from two different people. So like the one who knows what she's doing, then the other one is like, oh, how'd you do that? Can you show me? So she's like walking herself through it.
Does she have really long, gorgeous dark hair?
Beautiful hair.
She popped up yesterday in mine too.
Yes. And I was like, I'm going to try that. I have like an eighth of the hair that she has.
She did this.
She did this bun, but she had one on each side. And I'm like, this is literally all my hair.
Yeah.
like that's never going to work.
It's like when my hair is finally long enough now for a little ponytail. And it's just this little tiny nub. Equal to what Ava has for bangs.
Yeah. And she had this really cute twist braid that I tried, but it didn't even look like it was twisted because there's so little hair there that it's just like, oh man. Oh well. But if you have really thick curly hair, you can go follow her. I think it's Mo Styles or Mo Does Hair, something like that.
Yeah, I didn't catch her
really
name.
Cute. Yeah, Mo
I
Styles.
Just thought,
that girl.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. She's awesome. But if you don't have very much hair, a lot
get
of
extensions
or
try something else.
Yeah, you know what? One of my team members, team players, like I coach a sports team. One of my team members, I've just loved her hair. It's gorgeous. It's thick. It's long. It's beautiful. I love it so much. And when she puts it up in a ponytail, it's like this big mane. And then she came to work and she'd gotten her hair done and her hair was shorter. And I was like, oh, you cut your hair off. And she's like, no, I have extensions. I was like, you do? That's not your real hair? She's like,
then they're good ones.
She's like, that's not my real hair. I was like, I have had hair envy since the minute I hired you. Yeah, it's not real. It's fake.
That's funny. So. Yeah, one of my Pure Barre instructors, her hair is about shoulder length. Mm-hmm. And then it'll be long. And then it'll be shoulder length again. I'm like, what is happening? She's like, I just have extensions. And I put them in until I get tired of them or I feel like my hair needs a break. And then I take them out and then I put them back in if I have a photo shoot or something.
I want to get one of those halos.
I keep seeing those. And I wonder if they really blend in or if, you're out and about and all of a sudden you see the string. They're supposed to be great.
Yeah, they're supposed to be good. I don't know if you wear them a lot, if you'll start to get like an indent on your head. Like you do from headphones. Like they show those videos of people's skulls that are like indented because they play video games all day long and their headphones have created this.
Oh, man. That's awful. Good thing we only podcast once a week.
Yeah. Yeah. I've started like when I wear my headphones, I'm like, maybe like this. And maybe I have it back like this. Move it around.
At least we're not bald. So it wouldn't be obvious.
That's true. Just a big indent in your head. Oh, man.
Well, I wanted to talk about the cruise, which just ended, the Hallmark cruise.
Yeah.
And it's been a mixed bag of people that had a wonderful, amazing time as we did, and people just bitching about everything. The lines are too long. We couldn't get close enough to the celebrities. The staff was rude. This is the Disneyland of cruises. You know it's going to be busy. And this one, like we mentioned before, it's a bigger ship, a lot more people. You're not going to get as close up to the celebrities as you may think.
Mm-hmm.
But take it for what it's worth. It's something that thousands of people wanted to do and were not able to get on the list. And I don't know. There's always going to be a learning curve, right? And every year I would hope that it improves. But there's always going to be things that you think, oh, I would have done that differently. Mm-hmm. But even so, we had such a great time. And to see these people getting on Facebook and complaining, I will never do this again. Okay, then just don't. Why do you got to complain about it? Why do you got to suck out the joy from everybody else that had a great time? So don't be a joy sucker this holiday season, guys, because nobody wants that.
Yeah, and I saw they made adjustments like the celeb photo op. It was not everybody on the boat. It was 3 or 4 celebrities that you got your picture with. And then people were complaining about that. But I'm like, the other
That's
alternative.
Not who I wanted.
Yeah, but the alternative is waiting in the 2-hour-long line that people waited in last
Yeah.
year, and
Mhm.
we were very lucky to be able to skip that line, but I would have been frustrated to wait in that line for those
Mhm.
photos
For sure.
because it took up a big chunk of your day, right? For a photo that you're gonna what, post on Facebook one time and then never do
Mhm.
anything with?
Yeah. It
So,
did just come up in my memories yesterday, and I thought, "Oh, that was so fun." And
yes.
we were fortunate to get a picture with all the Hallmark talent that was there, but
Mhm.
yeah, like you said, if I hadn't have been on crutches, it would have been a really, really long wait.
Yeah, so I'm sure they responded to that, and they were like, "Okay, if we do smaller groups, then we can get people through faster because
Mhm.
we can have multiple photos going on at once instead of just this one big group photo. Because to have 2,000 people take pictures, that's a lot, you know?
Yeah. And that's a lot for the stars too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. So it gives them a little bit more of a break and real, genuine smiles instead of like, oh gosh, another picture, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
Um,
and another thing I noticed, some people commented that people were stealing decorations off their doors. And I thought, come on. I mean, I know when you get in with a big group of people and haha, this is so funny, and maybe alcohol's involved, oh, they have a Tyler Hines ornament. I'm going to take that. Don't do that. Don't be an
yeah.
idiot.
Yeah.
People took time to decorate their doors. They want it to be festive.
Hmm.
And I wanted to mention, okay, so remember when we were on our cruise
Yes.
and we heard a knock at the door late at night, and it said, "Here's your extra towels or your extra blankets," or whatever. I hope that wasn't the Hallmark talent, because I saw a woman post something that somebody knocked on her door late at night, and they were goofing around, and she was like, so she got up and she peeked, and it was several of the stars late at
Oh,
night, and they took selfies. I'm like, "What if that was Brendan Penny saying, 'Towel service,
oh
Jonathan
my
Bennett, here's your
gosh.
blankets.'" Can you
Oh,
imagine?
I hope
Because I don't
not.
think we even looked out the peephole at that point. We just said, "No, thank you," because
No,
it was
because
late.
it was like a very late. It was like 11 o'clock at night. And we were like, what is happening? We're busy watching the same Hallmark movie we watched yesterday and the day before. Okay.
Yeah, and these ladies that posted said it was about 11:30 at night, and I thought, "Oh, dang it.
Man,
Maybe it."
I did see that Andrew Walker signed a bunch of headshots and went around and put them in people's stockings,
Yeah,
which
I
was
thought that
really
was
cool.
great.
So I
Yeah.
love that like the celebs also saw like, oh, here's an opportunity of something fun that I could do and I'm going to do that next year, you know?
Mhm.
So, um yeah. I I hope that the majority of people had a good time. I think they did.
I think so.
And, you know, there's nothing wrong with offering feedback, but doing it from a place of kindness rather than I wasted my money. These people in my life
Mhm.
were important and you guys treated them like crap. And if anybody did get treated like crap, I'm sorry. That is a bummer. You know,
Mhm.
you're always going to run into not great people everywhere you go. You know,
Mhm.
it's just going to happen. But I think at least from our experience, Sixth Man did a really good job with their
Mhm.
people that they had on board and Norwegian as well. So,
Yeah, I agree. And go
except
to the
for
source.
except for the steward for the cabin next to us. He was not very nice, but everybody
Yes,
else was
true.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, and go to the source. If you have a legitimate complaint, go to Norwegian, go to Six Man, and say, "Here, this was our experience, and, we hope that you can do better next time." Instead of just blasting it on Facebook. For one, they're probably not gonna see that,
No.
and for another, it's just like you're just like I said, you're sucking the joy out for everybody else, so.
Well, and it sends the message that you don't really want the problem fixed. You just want to complain. Right.
Mhm,
So, um, that's like when
exactly.
somebody leaves a negative review for our coffee shop, which thankfully we don't have a lot of them, but I take them very personally. And
Mhm,
there's no way to contact the person when they do it. Like you can't do anything about it. And I always, my first thought is, why didn't you reach out to me? Why didn't you call
yeah,
me? Why didn't you have my phone number is accessible, my email address, Instagram,
mhm,
Facebook. Like, there's so many ways you could have reached out to me, but instead you decided I'm just going to leave a Google review.
yeah,
And I always reply to those reviews with our email, and I'm like, please reach out. I would love to help resolve this. I never hear back from the person,
mhm,
so that's like
yeah,
you're just complaining to complain, and
exactly. Yeah, you're not giving me an opportunity to make it right, whatever your experience was. So you're just one of those trolls on the internet.
Yeah, which should be the intention, right?
Mm-hmm.
To fix the situation, make it right. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
not the sixth man can really do anything about your experience, but they can
But
use
they
it for
can learn from
feedback.
it. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
For
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
So, okay. I know we talked about the cruise a lot. We're moving on. We are full on
Okay,
in
Brad,
Christmas
we hear
season
you. If you're listening to this, I know we talked about the cruise a lot.
because it was so
Sorry.
great.
It was the best week of our lives.
That's right. And the pictures show up and the little video I made, and I get all teary eyed. And
I
yeah.
got in my Facebook memories, speaking of, I got the picture of Felicity. I took her out to breakfast, and it was the morning before we left for Arizona for Thanksgiving. And we were about to take her to Disneyland for the first time. And I was like,
Oh,
oh, that was 7 years ago. Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
That was such a
Oh,
magical time too. Seeing
oh,
her see Elsa, and Elsa blew her a kiss, and she blew a kiss. And oh
oh,
my gosh.
so good. So
Seeing
good.
Disney through the eyes of a child is just something else.
Yeah, if people
Plus,
tell you don't take your little kids to Disneyland, don't listen to them.
no,
It's she
those are
doesn't
more
really
joy suckers.
Yeah, she doesn't really remember it, but I do, and sometimes it's just for me, right? Like,
Hmm.
that's okay if those memories live in my head and not in hers.
Exactly. And she can
So,
see it through the videos and the photos that we took. And
yeah.
yeah.
Yep, for sure. So,
So it's Christmas time. And I was hoping to have my Christmas tree in the background. I was going to tilt my little station here and have the tree in the background. I haven't gotten it up yet.
mm,
Just so many. And it's late for me, but we will get it hopefully by next podcast. But
mhm.
I did want to talk about, it's all over the internet, Ralph Lauren Christmas aesthetic this year.
Mm,
And I'm like, just another bunch of stuff to have to go and buy. So I looked up exactly what does that mean? Because in my eyes, it's like dark reds, burgundies, hunter
plaid.
greens, plaid, and that's exactly what it is. But the description was sumptuous, affluent, and rich. And I'm like, okay, come on, sitting in your cozy leather chair, smoking your pipe. So I just want to encourage people listening that you don't have to rush out and go buy all new stuff every year. Do what you want to do. If you like that look, but you're on a budget, as most of us are, you can do it on a budget. So things like um, just a simple plaid tablecloth, you can elevate it with some brass candlesticks that you thrift. You see
Mhm.
candlesticks at the thrift store all the time. Greenery from your backyard, pine cones from your backyard. What I've done sometimes is sprigs of holly tucked inside a hurricane lantern, or even in a bowl of those mandarin oranges, tuck in some holly, as long as there's no kids around the berries. But you don't need to ditch all your decorations and start over. Just
Mhm.
make Christmas joyful, not overly fussy and contrived. Just make it happy for your family. It's all about making memories, and no one's going to look back and say, remember that year when we did Ralph Lauren aesthetic? It was the best Christmas ever. Remember that velvet throw you had on the couch? They're not. They don't
No.
care about the carefully curated table. They want to make memories with their family. So that's just my
And
spiel.
yeah, and when I think about childhood memories and Christmas, I remember the tacky stuff and it means something to me, like that little
Hmm.
angel that lit up and moved that you had. And I can hear it in my head, that like crinkling of her dress every time
Uh-huh.
her arms moved.
Yeah.
And that was like a thing in the 90s. And
Uh-huh.
I think you had did you have more than one of those? Did you have like a Santa?
I had the angel, and then your Nana had Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and the angel had candlesticks in each hand, and they glowed, and
And she would go like this,
yeah, and her
just
wings
over
would
and
open and shut.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So things like that, are what I remember. I remember for Thanksgiving, I remember Nana's napkin holder that she painted
Oh,
that was a
yeah.
turkey. I
Mhm.
I wish I knew what happened to that. I would like
Yeah,
to
I
have
don't
that.
know.
She probably got rid of it when she moved away from Hansville.
Probably. And she
Um,
always had a big cornucopia basket full of
mhm.
fruits and gourds and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like, of course, when I look at Pinterest or whatever, I see things and I think, oh, it'd be so nice to decorate like that. But also, I look around my house and I think, oh, it would be nice to have this cohesive theme. But in the grand scheme of things, like everything's going to get beat up just as much by your kids. They don't
Mhm.
care where you got it. They're
Yeah.
still going to jump on the couch, whether it's from IKEA or some high-end furniture store.
Mhm.
And, it's just, it, I don't like this, how social media in particular has really gotten us focused on keeping up with the Joneses even more.
Mhm.
And the Joneses are like fake influencers on the internet who are getting the stuff sent to them for free and then trying to convince you to
Exactly.
buy it,
And having
you
other
know?
people put it up for them.
And that, like Hallie, my sister, she posted that video of all the stuff I think it was a Goodwill. And it just said, you don't need anything from that gift list that your favorite influencer just posted.
Mhm.
And it's true. Like, we've just gotten into this habit of like, oh, I need that. And I can't live without that. And
Yep.
Christmas, to me, decorations are like, it's so fun to get out the stuff that I have collected over the years
Mhm.
you know, and then want to pass that down to my kids or whatever. And, you know, that's like the Halloween stuff they had at Target this year that was all bright, like neon colors and very
Mhm.
kind of 80s coded. And I liked it. And when it was a lot of it went on clearance.
Yeah.
But I didn't buy any of it because I was like, next year, is this going to be cool? Probably not, you
Probably
know?
not. No, it's very
So,
trendy. Yeah.
mhm.
And I genuinely like decorating my home for Christmas. And
Yeah.
yeah, I can appreciate a beautifully curated home that's a different theme every year.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm with you. I really like pulling out, oh, I remember Jessica made this in the third grade out of a lid from a juice can and a photo.
True story, guys.
Yep.
True story.
We have, I think, 3 or 4 of those. And just different ornaments that you've collected, like, we went to Leavenworth and we got this ornament or whatever. This was
Mhm.
given to us by our Nana. So, yeah, I'm definitely doing the chaos tree this year, and I think I'm gonna go with the colored lights. Our tree can go either way, so you can just flip a switch and
Mhm.
whatever mood you're in. Um, but I remember one
Yep.
year my grandma took angel hair, and she had the big lights on the tree, the kind that get too hot now, but, screw them in individually. And she took angel hair and meticulously covered, like, every third light with a little roll of angel hair. It was so pretty, but then it was like,
Ugh,
"Don't touch it. It'll slice your hands up
and
because
it might
it's
catch on
spun
fire.
glass. It might catch on fire." So
Yeah, last year, Phil, I don't know if I told you this, but last year Phil went to Walmart after Christmas and he bought like 6 or 7 trees on clearance. And so the kids got bigger trees for their rooms because they had little tiny ones, and then we have a bunch of extras. So I was like, I think in the dining room, I'm just gonna put up like a little forest and do just
Oh,
like white
yeah.
lights and fake snow and
Mhm.
make it really pretty and cozy.
Yeah.
So
You
I
could
think
do
that's what
little
we'll do.
dried oranges and cinnamon sticks if you wanted, something like that.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
I think
easy to
that would
do.
be fun. Just as long as I keep it high enough that the dogs, well, Phoebe won't, but Biscuit would definitely try to eat it off the tree.
Hmm. True, because I thought about, um, strings of popcorn this year, but the
Yep.
dogs will just eat it right off. So,
Yep. Yep.
probably not.
Yep. I might do the dried oranges as garland though. That would be cute.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty.
Dog can't get to that. So
I did that last year. Well, welcome to Love on the Pod, a podcast about all the cheesy romantic TV movies we adore. I'm Sherry,
I'm Jessica.
and today we're going to talk about A Keller Christmas Vacation that came out last week, and we're excited to talk about that. But first, let's jump into some TV movie headlines.
Mm-hmm.
If you enjoy a Yule log screen with festive holiday scenes during the holiday season, Hallmark's Happy and Friends Yule log is back with your favorite holiday music, crackling fire, and adorable animals frolicking about. Find it on the Hallmark Channel, friendly on YouTube. I cannot watch that because my golden retriever freaks out anytime there's an animal on the screen. He jumps up on the TV cabinet. He's barking ferociously because he's going to get that little bunny.
My gosh.
No pictures of reindeers. I mean, yeah, he's a special dog with no thoughts in his head. If you like the pretend husband, boyfriend, partner trope, tune into Joy to the World, starring Chad Michael Murray and Emmanuel Shrik. Oh, I looked up how to pronounce this. Shriki, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's Chriqui. Shriki plays a lifestyle guru whose empire is threatened when a TV show decides to air a Christmas special with her perfect family. The problem is she doesn't have a family. She made it all up to sell books. Her solution is to ask her friend to stand in as her hubby. Chaos, and I suspect a real romance ensue along the lines of Christmas in Connecticut. Joy to the World is now playing on Disney and Hulu, and that's one I want to check out because I think it's the 90 version of Christmas in Connecticut
So good.
with Diane Cannon. Love that one. It's
Mm-hmm.
cheesy, but I love it.
Oh, it's the best. It has Tony Curtis in it. Like, it's just so good. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Chris Christopherson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really an all-star lineup. So if you haven't seen that version of Christmas in Connecticut, check it out. And then finally, I thought maybe you could share with us a few thoughts on your new favorite holiday movie starring Joey Lawrence and his hair, The Great Christmas Snow-In.
Guys. Oh, man. This movie, okay. I had high hopes. Let me just start this first by saying I love the Lawrence brothers as a collective, individually, love them. They've made plenty of movies that I love. Horse Sense being one of them. That was a Disney Channel original movie that we really loved. Also Jumping Ship, which is a sequel to that movie. This was not up there with those movies. This was probably, I think I've said this a couple times. This was the worst movie I've ever seen. This was one of the worst Christmas movies I have ever seen, legitimately. And I think that's collectively the feeling across the internet about this movie, unfortunately. And what I don't understand is that Joey Lawrence, I have heard him on his podcast. He is a very intelligent human being. And I don't know how he could read this script and say, yes, I want to do this.
Maybe is money tight.
Maybe it's just a paycheck. Honestly, maybe it is because they're doing a lot of producing their own movies. They produce their own podcasts. So they're spending a lot of their own money on their productions. So maybe it is a paycheck, and I can't fault you for that, of course. Especially because I think they just announced they're having another baby, him and his wife, Samantha Cope. Anyways, it is a terrible story. The acting is okay. The acting is not horrific. The script is terrible. There are like weird interjections of not dream sequences, but like, what is it called when somebody's reading a book and then they go into the book? They have like a scene from.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know what you mean. I'm sure there's a name for that. Yeah. And they're like dressed like Rapunzel or like medievalish, and then they're dressed like pirates, and Joey is like sleeping like a sleeping beauty, like he's been killed, and then the girl kisses him and he looks at her with this like, it's so weird. Everything about it is weird. But also these books that they're reading are like spicy romances. So she's narrating this book and it's like making me uncomfortable to listen to it while I'm watching this movie. And it's just.
And this is Up TV?
Yes. And this is their like featured all-in movie. This movie was, I don't want to spill tea, but everybody knows this. This movie was supposed to come out last year. It was filmed last year. Right around the time they wrapped filming, Joey Lawrence's wife filed for divorce. And the big rumor was that he and his co-star had done some things that you shouldn't do while you're married. Obviously, it's none of our business. We don't know if it's true. They both came out and said it wasn't, but it's none of my business. But they shelved the movie for the season because of that. And it had a different name. And so now they've brought it back and they're like, okay, it's been a year. They're not getting divorced. Yeah, they're not getting divorced anymore. It's fine. We'll change the name. Nobody will know. I'm like, everybody knows. Okay. Yeah. And Joey Lawrence, for that reason, I'm sure, has not promoted this movie at all. He has not said one word about it. No. Not on his socials, not on his podcast, nothing. So, yeah, skip this one, guys. It's not even worth it to sit there and throw popcorn at the screen. Like, honestly, it is so terrible. But I'm not someone who can turn a movie off once I've started it. I'm like,
I'm like that with a book, too. Yeah, I just want to
Yeah.
find out how it
Mhm.
ends. And then you can say, I just wasted how much time?
Literally,
But
it was a
it gave
complete
you
waste of
something to
time.
talk about this morning, so that's great.
That's true.
Now we can
That
give
is
you
true.
an informed decision.
Yeah,
Just
do
skip
not
this one.
watch this movie. Skip it.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Unless you wanna talk to me about it, then watch it and then send us
Sure.
a message on Instagram, and I'm happy to
Maybe we'll get back together with Brad and do an episode on this one,
That this would have been a good one to do with them.
because I have not watched this one, and now I feel like I'm curious enough that I want to. We'll see.
I
There's a lot of
mean,
really good ones on, including the one that we're going to cover today, A Keller
yes.
Christmas Vacation. So let's
Mhm.
just dive into a synopsis on this. This movie follows the three grown but somewhat estranged Keller siblings, Cal, Dylan, and Emery, who reluctantly agreed to join their parents on a 10-day Christmas river cruise down the Danube River through Europe, visiting beautiful Christmas markets in places like Germany and Vienna. Their parents, Anne and Ben, organized the trip as a form of forced family fun to bring their very different adult children together as each sibling is grappling with their personal and romantic life challenges. The close quarters of the cruise, coupled with scenic European stops, forced the siblings to confront their issues and rediscover their family bond. The journey is filled with humor, budding romances, unexpected detours, and most significantly, a family secret revealed late in the film that helps bring them all back together just in time for Christmas. Movie is a blend of family comedy, heartfelt moments featuring stars Jonathan Bennett, who also executive produced the film as a personal tribute to his late father's tradition of forced family fun. Also stars Brandon Routh, we know from Nine Lives of Christmas, and Eden Sher, who we know as Sue Heck from The Middle.
Mhm. Yes.
And I wasn't sure how I was going to separate that character from this movie, but we'll talk about that as we go along. It was released on Sunday, November 9th of this year, part of the Countdown to Christmas series, directed by McLean Nelson, who also directed Once I Was a Beehive, and a 2018 TV adaptation of Little Women, which I have not seen. I thought I'd seen all the Little Women shows, but
Mm.
I had never heard of that one. It's written by Tracy Andreen, who also wrote Two Tickets to Paradise, Snow Bride, and a slew of other Hallmark movies that we have enjoyed.
Mhm.
It was primarily filmed on location in Europe during an actual Christmas river cruise down the Danube River. So that's why when it looks like it's close quarters, it actually is. The movie's plot specifically follows the family traveling from Germany through places like Salzburg in Austria, culminating in Vienna, Austria, and scenic backdrops and twinkling Christmas market scenes were captured authentically. Wasn't something that was just set up as part of a prop, and along the Danube River in all these European locations.
I
So that's a little
remember
synopsis.
I remember when Jonathan filmed this movie last year, and he was in Austria, and he was posting about, "Oh, something cool is coming," and we were like, "What
Yeah.
is it?" And it was, like, during the Christmas season that they were there filming this movie
Uh-huh.
because they had to capture the moment, which I think is great.
Yeah, because oftentimes we see them filming in July for a movie that's going to come out in Christmas. So they're all bundled up,
Mhm.
but it's 75, 80 degrees outside and all this fake snow. But you could tell in some of the scenes, you could see their breath, you could see the snow crystals gathering on their jackets. It was really wintertime.
Yeah, and
So
it
I
felt
love that.
it felt more authentic. The markets and everything just felt like they were this big Christmas market. It wasn't like, oh, they grabbed 6 local businesses and asked them to set up real quick for this
Hmm.
shoot,
Yeah.
right? Which is what they usually will do.
Hmm.
Um, so I loved it. Yeah, that was great.
So what are your initial thoughts besides the setting?
I loved this movie. I thought it was wonderful.
Hmm.
I am fully biased because I love Jonathan Bennett. I don't know that I've ever seen anything that I didn't like. Oh, except for Elevator Girl. But we just don't talk about that.
Yeah. That was
He
early on in his
he had a
career.
very small part in that movie.
Yeah.
Um, but so I expected to like it. I loved it. I loved Eden. Is it Sher or Cher?
It's spelled Sher, so I'm not
Okay.
sure. I'm not
Um,
sure. I'm not sure.
we don't know, but
Eden.
I really, really liked the addition of that actress. I hadn't seen her in anything else since the middle, but I know she has a podcast and a pretty strong social media presence. So I thought that was great. They were believable, I think, as siblings. And I loved the parents. Neither of them did I recognize from other Hallmark movies, I
No,
didn't
me
think,
either.
but loved them. And I've watched all the Love on the Danube movies. So I appreciated this just as much as I did those ones because they're also very good.
I've not seen any of those, so I need to check them out. But
Yeah.
as far as this one, I loved it too. So when we talked to Danielle, who used to podcast with us, and heard that she did not like it,
Yeah.
I thought she was kidding.
Yeah.
I was shocked because this ranks up there with one of my absolute favorites.
Hmm.
I thought it was super engaging. I loved the dynamic of the two brothers and the sister. I too thought that they were very believable as siblings. They had kind of, you could see they had a love for one another, but they had kind of a rivalry. They would give each other a hard time. It just felt very believable. I loved the background of the movie being set actually in winter. I thought it was just a great blend of humor and heart, and we'll get into that. But I absolutely loved it. So,
Hmm.
um,
Yep.
Danny had issues with Jonathan Bennett. I don't know, maybe overacting. It's just who he is. And, she
Hmm.
said he got kind of crazy eyes like in the yoga retreat. I love that about him.
Yeah.
He goes full force in every role that he's
Hmm.
in. And that was kind of his character. He kind of a little bit over the top, kind of, you know, is he the oldest brother in this one or is he the
I think he's the
middle?
middle. I
Okay.
think he was the middle. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. But I thought he did a great job. He
Hmm.
has me in stitches all the time. And then when it gets to the more dramatic, more heartfelt parts, I think he plays that really believably too. So I
Yeah.
was super disappointed that Danny didn't like it. And I wish she was here to defend that because
I
it was a
know.
great movie.
It's like when I hated Love at the Thanksgiving Day Parade, and you guys were like, "What? You
Oh,
hate
yeah.
them?" Ugh, hate it. Hate it, hate
Yeah.
it.
I still stand by my opinion. I love that one. So, yeah, let's get into scene stealers and MVPs. Now we have Cal, who is, I guess, the oldest brother.
I
And
think so.
I think that's kind of how it felt to me. He's sort of structured, seems a little overwhelmed. He's had a breakup in his relationship. And then there's Dylan, which is Jonathan Bennett. He plays more of a free spirit, but he's a career driven guy with a partner. And he's charming, um, sometimes maybe a little over the top. Not over, I don't wanna say over the top. I just feel like he's just got a zest for life, and it really
Mhm.
shows through. And then there's Emery, and she brings kind of the quirky, honest, slightly chaotic perspective, played by Eden Sher, who we know from The Middle. And like I said, I thought I was gonna have a hard time separating her from that because it's such an iconic role that she played for, I think, 9 seasons.
Mhm.
And And at first it was like, "That's Sue Heck, their little sister Sue Heck." But after a while, when watching the movie, it she just kind of fell into her role, and it seemed
Mhm.
very natural to me. So I really enjoyed her in that
Yeah.
role. Do you have any favorite scenes?
I mean, if we're gonna be very obvious with it, my one of my favorite scenes was definitely the, Bavarian dancing scene.
That's my top one, Jonathan dancing in lederhosen.
I mean, that they were just like, "Go up there and do whatever the hell you want."
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And we're just gonna catch it. Like, that's all we're gonna
Mhm.
do. And I loved what was the girl's name? Hilda. She
She
was
had a crush on
so
him.
funny. And honestly, I'm sure they had hired a local for it because it was such a small part, but I was thinking like, "Oh, Melissa Peterman could have played this role too."
For
Uh,
sure.
but Hilda like, the actress who played Hilda did such a good job. It was so funny and how they were flirting back and forth, and Jonathan's character was, like, leaning into it to get what they needed from her.
Mhm.
She's like,
Yeah,
yes, I'll just flirt with you and it's fine.
exactly. Even though he's, just asked his boyfriend to marry him. Whatever, if
Yes.
I gotta dance with this lady.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So that was definitely my favorite. I also really liked the intro to this movie where they had the family photos. They looked really believable. I think they
They
did a
did.
really good job with those. It didn't look like cut and paste childhood photos that they tried to make look like they mixed. It
Mhm.
actually looked like their family photos over the years. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I loved the motorcycle sidecar scenes when they're driving through the snow. They must have had so much fun, and I'm sure they didn't have them going high speed down the
No.
snowy roads, but that must have been it looked like they were having a great time.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
was super fun. And
Hmm.
then just the siblings bonding with one another while they're sharing this room with a twin bed, and it was it again, it just seems so natural and believable, and the way they were giving
Yes.
each other a hard time, and nobody knows that they're each going through something personal in their lives, but, yeah, just so supportive of one another.
Hmm.
I thought
Although
that was
during
great.
that scene, I was thinking, oh my God, they're sleeping on a hotel floor. Ugh, disgusting.
Oh, yeah. That is gross.
Nasty. Because you know that hotel has carpet. It just looked like the kind of place that definitely had carpet.
Mhm, for sure.
Yuck.
And then the scene that I think had the most impact on me emotionally was when the siblings they're going on this forced family vacation, but really at the crux of it is the family wants to get together because their dad has learned recently that he has Parkinson's disease and the kids don't know yet. So when they finally sit down and tell them, and they're all tearing up, and then I'm tearing up, and it just felt so real. I thought that was really well done.
Hmm.
Just so emotional.
Yeah, I agree. And that's a scene that Danny had a huge problem with that she thought wasn't
Yeah,
believable at all.
I know.
um,
And I thought,
so it's just funny how like everybody has their own perspective based on their own
mhm,
lived experience. And, also like I find what I'm doing while I'm watching a movie will influence how I feel about it. So, but I loved that scene. I thought it was great. Obviously, you knew that something was coming,
mhm,
but you just didn't know what. And I
yeah,
did appreciate that they chose something aside from cancer because that's typically what you'll see them choose in these movies. And I liked that they changed it to have like just a different story to tell. One thing about that though that I thought was interesting because you obviously guys, if you haven't seen this movie, go watch it because we're spoiling it. But the reason why Jonathan Bennett's character and his partner got in a fight is because his partner is a surgeon and he had been like talking them through this Parkinson's
mhm.
diagnosis because he's worked with a lot of Parkinson's patients. And I've never been close to somebody with Parkinson's, but I was just wondering like, do you often go to a surgeon for that? Is that normal? Would you go to a surgeon for help with that? I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
don't
so.
know. He's a neurosurgeon, and so
Yeah,
maybe they just wanted to talk to him because he probably has a working knowledge of the disease, so maybe
I
just
guess
to get
so.
some feedback. But yeah, he had to keep that in confidence, and so Jonathan's character, I forgot his name, Dylan,
Dylan.
is worried that he is not committed to the relationship. Something's going on. He's keeping something from him. And so that was like the main conflict of the movie, the big lie that we often
Mhm.
see in these movies, but it wasn't it was for the greater good because obviously he's not his dad's doctor, but he has to keep that confidence until the family's ready to reveal it to the kids.
Well, and I liked that although, obviously it created conflict for the movie, um, I liked that he said no. What was his partner's name? I don't remember.
William.
William. I liked that William said no to the proposal because then once you find out later that he has been privy to this family information, you realize, oh, he said no because he wants to make sure that Dylan doesn't feel pressured to get married when he has all of this family stuff going on. So, like, you realize, like, this guy really cares about him. They're a really good fit. And while he hurt him in the short term, I think in the long term, it was the right decision.
Yeah, and when they finally sat down together to talk about after the kids found out, oh my gosh, I was crying again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so
Yep.
sweet. And Danny says she didn't see the connection between them, the chemistry.
Oh,
I totally did.
yeah.
Totally.
I saw the chemistry between every sibling and their prospective partner.
I did too. And Danny
Um,
didn't
no.
with Emery and the German guy. Was he German
Oh,
or
yeah.
Austrian?
I
Noah.
forget his Noah, yes.
Noah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because she's like, "Your name's Noah and you run a boat?" "Oh, that's me."
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, so that's what I want to talk about next. Do you feel like the relationships worked, which you kind of said, but Dylan and William's relationship kind of had me puzzled at first because when he said no, I thought he was going to hit him with I have a job opportunity in another state or another country or something. But then when we learned that he's keeping something from Dylan, I understand why, and that makes me love their relationship even more. For Cal and
Mhm.
Felicity, I thought they had a fun flirtation after forced togetherness by her grandfather, which was really cute. He's trying to set her up. But their chemistry worked for me too.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then when it comes to Emery and Noah, again, Sue Heck was gone at this point. She
Yeah.
just was this girl trying to find herself. She worked in IT, but really her passion is photography. And the only thing is that I thought that their relationship could work going beyond long distance if she were to get a job on the boat as kind of a tour photographer. I thought that would be
Mhm.
cool. And maybe that's a future movie that could happen. She's a tour photographer.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think each sibling could potentially get their own movie,
Hmm.
um, and tell some kind of story about that couple. We know Jonathan Bennett has done a few of those where there's multiple movies, and I I like those. I enjoy them a lot.
I do too, for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about as far as the relationships go?
No, I don't think so. I think William, like, at first, yes, I didn't like William because I was like, "Okay, you're saying no, but you're not telling him why, and you still
Hmm.
wanna go on vacation with him? This is weird."
Yeah. Hmm.
Like, that part of it was like, "How did you think this was gonna play out?" Like,
Yeah.
he was gonna just be like, "Yeah, cool. That sounds good."
Hmm.
But, like you said, they wrap it up and you figure it out. And yeah, I think that, like, even if they did do something with, Emery's character and, Noah, maybe they could bring in Felicity's grandfather somehow again, and maybe he could find a partner or something like
Oh,
that
that would
as,
be
like,
cute.
a B story. That might be kind of fun. Um but yeah, I thought the relationships were great. Oh, and the parents. The parents were wonderful. I loved
Oh,
their
yeah.
chemistry.
Hmm.
I thought they were fantastic. I definitely thought that they could be like a finding love later in life movie,
Hmm.
with a totally different story. I really liked them both. So, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and what else was I was gonna say one more thing about that. Oh, and then we find out in the end that William actually had already bought a ring previously and was going to propose. And
Mhm.
I thought that was very sweet. He just was holding off until Dylan had worked it out with his family and found
Yeah,
out.
so then I'm like, how long has he known? Because he bought this ring 6 months ago. Like, how? I guess some people do
Yeah.
that where they buy a ring way ahead of time and then just hang
Hmm.
on to it until they know for sure or not.
Or the right moment. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a long
yeah.
time to keep that secret.
Yeah.
Next, I wanted to talk about a few behind the scenes, and what I found was that the close quarters of the cruise ship added authenticity to the cooped-up feeling that forced the siblings to interact and resolve their issues. Jonathan says, "When we were growing up, our dad would take us on a houseboat trip every Labor Day with his brothers and sisters. We would complain about it, and we'd be like, 'Dad, why do we have to go on a boat trip?' And his dad would reply, 'Because then you guys have to talk to one another.'" You're cooped up. You have nowhere to
Yep.
go. You're in the middle of the water. Um, and it said, while she's certainly moving forward in her career, Eden Shear has publicly admitted to the difficulty and the identity crisis that came from being so closely tied to who Sue Heck's character for so long, for 9 years from the age of 17 to 26. So that's a long time. And I thought about that for any character that's played the same role for a long time. One, you get typecast, and two, it becomes part of your personality and your identity. And everywhere you go, it's not there's Eden, there's Sue Heck. So
Mhm.
that must be tough mentally to kind of come to terms with that and then to try to move on.
Yeah, she's talked about this a few times, but I was listening to Pod Meets World today, and Danielle Fishel and Ryder Strong were talking about how they both get anxiety around getting dressed, and they don't know how to dress themselves because for so long it was just like, "Here's what you wear. This is your style." And Danielle in particular was saying, "I don't even know what my style is. I don't know what looks good on me." And she's 44, I think. She's like, because I just was given clothes as a child and
Hmm.
told what to wear, and so I feel like I have no clue."
She
So
knows
it's
Topanga's style, but not her own.
yes, yes. So
Interesting.
even 20 plus years later, so it's very interesting how being an actor in your childhood can make such an impact. And I didn't realize that Eden Sher was 17. She played a lot younger, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah. She looks young
She
because I
does,
think
for sure.
she's got to be like my age, probably, maybe a little
I think
younger.
so. Yeah.
Um, but I feel like that character was like 13 or 14 on the
Hmm.
show when they started. But yeah, and she has such a unique look. Like you can't really confuse her with somebody else.
Hmm.
So I'm sure that's part of it too. You just get typecast, and you see that with all kinds of child actors like Daniel Radcliffe, and
Yeah, true.
he'll always be Harry Potter no
Hmm.
matter how much he tries.
Yep.
So
Let's talk about some Hallmark tropes. So again, it's the lie or lie by omission, and
mhm,
that causes the conflict. And
always.
in this case, I feel like it works because it's the illness. The lie by the parents forced the family to get together and bond,
Mhm.
eventually bringing them closer together because of their father's illness. And then the lie by omission was necessary. William was honoring Ben's. Oh, Ben is the dad. I'm thinking, who's Ben? Ben's request to not tell Dylan until Ben was ready to reveal to the family the truth. So
Yeah.
it it was necessary, and it wasn't like there was a villain that came in and blew things apart. It just I don't know, I just really liked the flow of this movie,
Yeah.
and that I feel like there were no unnecessary scenes. Everything played a part in
Yeah.
the ultimately bringing together a full storyline.
Yeah, it wasn't one of those, if you just tell the truth, the story would be over situations, because there wasn't a stupid reason for not telling the truth, right? So it was out of loyalty and out of caring for his partner and his partner's family and all of that.
Yeah.
So
And the parents keeping it from the kids, they wanted to wait until they were all together rather than making several different phone calls so that they
yeah.
could deal with it as a family. Just like
Hmm.
you hear sometimes if somebody's sick around the holidays or something and they wait and tell them afterwards, because they don't want to ruin Christmas, which I don't know. As I think that I would have mixed feelings about that. It would be like, well, I just want to know. But
Well, having experienced that, you know,
yeah. Mhm.
on the other side, yeah, I would have wanted to know. It
Yeah.
would have been
For
better,
sure.
you know?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, but I understand the sentiment behind it of like,
Mm.
we don't want this beautiful holiday to be associated with something bad for the rest of your life, or,
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
dark cloud. Mhm.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I felt like this all came together well, and I liked the way that the family all supported one another. Nobody There
Mhm,
was no like storming off, why didn't you tell me? It was just all let's come together and see how we can deal with this as a family. And I thought that
mhm.
was really beautifully played out.
Oh, and I should say, okay, strike my original thought on the best scene. That was a really good scene, but the best scene was the ice skating scene. Bawling my eyes
Ah,
out.
yes.
When
Yeah.
the dad is just standing there and you can see in his eyes that he's trying to decide if he's gonna give it a shot or not to go
Mhm.
ice skate, and then both of his sons come and say, "We've got you." Like, it chokes me up right now.
I
So
know, me
sweet.
too.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it was so good, and I'm like, oh, that was just a perfect way to end the movie, I felt like.
Yeah, because it's come full circle. We're not just emotionally holding you up, we're physically holding you up because the dad at
Mhm.
this point is struggling with, some of the symptoms are starting to become a little bit more noticeable. In
Mhm.
fact, when he stood up, he kind of wobbled
Mhm.
earlier in the film. And so, yeah, to have each son on either side of him actually physically holding their dad up was just, again, I'm getting teary eyed just thinking about it because it's just such a
Mm,
beautiful moment. So,
yeah. Yep.
Danielle, you're wrong. this was this wasn't
If you're listening, you're wrong.
so. Fast forward, where are they now?
Mm, where are they now? Okay.
And whatever timeline you feel you want to jump to.
Hmm. I'm just gonna pick one couple and tell you where they
Okay.
are, if that is cool with you. I'm gonna pick Cal and Felicity, and I think that Cal moves to Seattle to be with Felicity,
Okay.
and then probably her grandfather moves in with them, and they live happily ever after. He finds some football team to coach because that's what he did, right? He coaches
Hmm.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of football teams in
I thought you meant
Seattle.
the grandfather,
The grandfather just
the Silver League.
Phil keeps saying that about Bumpa. He's like, maybe we could get him to move in with us if we found a soccer team for him to coach. I'm like, I don't think he wants to coach a soccer team.
He would coach Dexter for sure, but
Yeah, that's true. um, but anyways, and is he co- they didn't really go into his career really in depth. Is he
uh
coaching college or professional football
I
or
felt like it might have been college, but they didn't
okay?
really say.
So maybe he gets a job at UW or something,
Hmm.
and I don't really know what happens beyond that, but I feel like they are a couple. If you're not from the Pacific Northwest, Portland to Seattle is not far.
Yeah.
So that long distance is not a big deal until they decide that they want to be super serious, and then one of them would have to move. So I feel like they would choose Seattle and take Grandpa with them. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to see the whole family coming back together maybe a year's time. The dad is getting treatment. His symptoms are kind of controlled. And so the mom and dad decide that they want to renew their vows in a
Mm-hmm.
big Bavarian ceremony. So the kids all have to come together and they're going to plan this vow renewal and all the
Oh.
chaos that ensues because of course, Dylan wants it to be over the top with lederhosen and dancing, and Sue is more serious about it. And I think that would just be really fun and bring them back to where their first adventure started. And yeah,
And does it end up being a double wedding in the end where Dylan and
maybe
William get married?
Dylan and William get married in lederhosen. That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to give you some scenarios, but I'm not
Oh,
seeing. Oh, wait. Here, I got it. Okay. You have to choose the best sibling to help either Cal, who's kind of the meticulous planner, Dylan, the charming fixer, smoother, or Emery, the resourceful, quirky one.
okay.
Which one do you call in these scenarios? And we'll do it briefly because we're at almost an hour.
Okay.
This one's called the gift crisis. You realize you forgot to ship your grandmother's crucial personalized gift, and the delivery service says it absolutely won't arrive before Christmas. It's a national emergency. Which Keller sibling do you call to get it there on time?
Oh, definitely Dylan because he's rich. He and his
Yeah.
soon to be husband have a lot of money, so they'll make it happen.
Yeah, they'll just put it on a private jet or something.
Or they'll get on a plane and take it themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, number 2 is the lighting fiasco. Your outdoor Christmas light display has short circuited into total darkness. You have 1 hour before the neighborhood judging committee drives by. Which Keller sibling do you call to fix the wiring and restore the display?
Well,
None of them
I
seem very resourceful in that.
no, but you know what? I think I would call Emery because assuming she's still with Noah and he's in town for the holidays, I think he seems pretty resourceful and he could help figure out the
True.
problem.
He's very organized. He seems like he runs the whole riverboat. So,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
good one. Okay, let's do the budget blowout. Your holiday party ended up costing $800 more than you planned, and you need a precise, itemized breakdown of where the money went and plan to recoup the funds by January. Which sibling do you call for financial forensic audit?
Cal.
Cal.
I mean, if I'm this dumb that I can't figure out where my money went for a party, I have other problems.
I have no business having a party. The awkward guest. Your eccentric Aunt Mildred has shown up uninvited and is currently telling the entire party she's seeing an elf in the fireplace. You need a sibling to distract, entertain, and diplomatically relocate Aunt Mildred without causing a scene. Which Keller do you call?
Dylan. Definitely
Dylan, for
Dylan. He
sure.
would do some kind of dance or
Uh-huh.
sing a
That's what I'm
song.
thinking. Yep. That's what I'm thinking. Do
Yeah.
a little swirl and dance her over to the other side of the house.
Yes.
And finally, the dinner disaster. The oven breaks 30 minutes before the turkey is done, and the nearest functional kitchen is at a restaurant across town. You need someone to develop an instant, multi part strategy for rescuing the meal and coordinating the move. Which Keller sibling do you call?
Maybe a combination of Cal and Dylan. And let me tell you why. Jonathan Bennett has played a chef or a pastry chef in several movies. So
That's true.
he can maybe figure that out. And then Cal will do the driving and figure out the route to get there.
Yes, because he was a firefighter in 9 Lives of Christmas, so he would know the route.
Perfect. And Emery,
Yeah.
we saw
can
how
take
her
pictures of
travel
it all.
went. So she might just be along for the ride. Yeah, to take photos.
There you go. Okay. Well, now we've come to the part where we rate this movie, and we're going to rate it in Lederhosen. So, how many Lederhosen do you give Keller Christmas Vacation?
See, I need to keep track of a list of all the movies and what
I
I've
know, and I
rated
said
them.
I was going to do that, and I forgot. I'm writing that
keep
down right
forgetting.
now.
I need to do that because I don't really remember, and I don't know if I want to. I think I gave Newport Christmas a 4.5.
That sounds right.
I'm going to give this one a 5. Honestly, there's nothing about it that I would say, oh, I would definitely change that. Like, I loved this. I would watch it again and again. It was, a little bit or a lot of it actually less tropey than other movies. It's still predictable in the comforting Hallmark way, but yeah, I thought the ensemble was really, really good. I loved that they used people who haven't been in Hallmark movies before and also people that did a great job. And the music in this movie was so good. I did a little deep dive research on the music because there were so many great songs. Maybe I'll put that in our stories because I can't play them here because copyright. But yeah, I just thought it was great. So five Lederhosen for me.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. 5 for me too. The storyline was great, and like you mentioned before, it was a different illness. It wasn't cancer like it normally is. It wasn't coming together because a parent had passed away. It was coming together as a whole family for a cause, to support the dad and help him through this time. It was funny. It was heartfelt. It had great comedic moments. It had moments where I was tearing up. It just really had everything that I look for in a Hallmark movie. The background was beautiful. It was authentic. The actor who played Noah actually is German, so his accent was authentic. It hit all the marks for me. So definitely a 5 for me as well.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Yay.
That's my first 5 this season, I believe.
Yeah, this is the one to beat, I think, so far.
5 and 5. So we have, we're going to do, obviously, we're going to keep up with Finding Mr. Christmas, but the next movie we have lined up is yours. Do you know what off the top of your head?
Merry Little Xmas, is that next?
Oh, yes, and I think so, and I've already watched that one.
Oh, I haven't. So, Yeah.
Anxious to talk about that one.
So we're doing a Netflix film. We're jumping ship from Hallmark for a week, and A Merry Little Xmas, which is Alicia Silverstone, Oliver Hudson, and Melissa Joan Hart, who just has a small part in it, but I believe she produced the movie. And I'm excited to see it because I like all three of them. And, we'll see what happens.
We'll see. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Love on the Pod and share your episode thoughts or ideas by emailing us at loveonthepod@gmail.com. Plus, you can text us with future movie recommendations using the link in our show notes. If you love this episode and want to hear more, please subscribe to the podcast as we drop new episodes weekly. So whether you're shopping for ornaments at a stunning Viennese Christmas market,
or sharing a twin bed with your two obnoxious siblings,
we hope you find the joy of forced family fun this season. Have a great week, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.